Hey guys, so this is going to be a review slash rant on Fullmetal Alchemist, the live action Netflix movie. And just to give y'all some context of where I'm coming from, I actually really like anime. I used to not, because I used to judge anime because I thought all anime was like that, you know, fruity girly stuff. And then my friend got me watching some anime, and I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. And I really like Full Metal Alchemist. I even have one of the movies, like the one of the anime movies. I don't have the shows yet, and I've watched them, but I don't actually own the shows because it's pretty expensive, and I don't have that kind of money right now. But eventually, I want that, and I like good adaptations. A lot of people don't like Ghost in the Shell adaptation. I liked the first and second anime, and I liked the live action. I loved Death Note, the show. I thought the movie was okay. Not great, but okay. This movie, though, I did not think it was great. I did not think it was okay. I thought it was bad. And this is why. So, one, they tried to put way too much in one movie. But if that was the only problem, I'd be okay with that. But it's not just trying to put too much in one movie, it's they're skipping so much of the middle, and then there's the end that they kept, except only some of the end. So I don't know how, they want a sequel. I see how, I know what characters are going to be in the sequel, and I know what the end of the sequel is going to do, but I don't know what the middle is going to, I mean, like, everything basically they skimmed over everything and they worked it to where they kind of can't have a decent sequel, or at least I don't see how they can. Another thing is, I get not having certain, homunculi or good characters and stuff like that. I get it because there was too much as it is. But my argument is if you're gonna have too much as it is, why not have certain characters that like, for an example, my favorite homunculi was Pride. Now I get without Pride that you need Pride and the Fuhrer and all that, but if you're not gonna have those type of characters, don't don't skim over them when the show, for an example, if this is the beginning, this is the end, here's Pride, but the movie had that whole thing, just minus Pride, minus this, minus that. Still the actions without the characters. It didn't make sense. The CGI, it was, for what it was decent. I enjoy the CGI for what it was. But I and one small gripe is, why does it have French, Spanish, every single language except English? It has English descriptive or whatever it's called, the commentary that they say, "Oh, he moved his head to the left in disbelief." Like, no, I watched it, the Japanese audio but English sub. But when I watch anime, I watch English dub. So I kind of wish they had English dub. But that's beside the point. I got over that fast. But it, like I was saying earlier, if you're gonna have so much, at least at least have it, not like bits and pieces of it. They should have either made it, 30 minutes longer and added everything, or, and this is what I really think they should have done, is cut the time almost in half and only have half the show in the first movie and then the second half in the second movie. Or even if you didn't want to do either of that, just have your own Full Metal Alchemist movie. Kind of like the anime, it kind of has its own thing. You don't have to do it exactly like the show, but when you try to do most of it like the show and then you take very important elements out, that's when it becomes a bad adaptation. Now, the good thing about this is I was talking to someone on YouTube, and they were like, well, they didn't think it was great, but it made them want to watch the show. That, to me, that's what the main goal of an adaptation is. If you watch Ghost in the Shell, the movie, live adaptation, and you liked it so much you want to see the original anime, then it did its job. If you saw Mortal Kombat the movie and you're like, man, that seems like it would be a fun game, I want to play the game, then I think that's a good adaptation. Or at least that, not a good adaptation. That's when an adaptation does its job. So do I think Fullmetal Alchemist did its job? For sure. But I don't think it did its job well. I don't think it was a good movie. I had to pause it like 2 times, just get around, move around, eat. I could not watch the full thing like without pausing, and that's a real shame. And another problem I had with this movie is it would introduce something, but then not finish it. For an example, I'm not gonna spoil or anything. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but if you know the show, you know the Chimera scene, you know how that's super sad. Then they kind of left it. They were like, that's sad. The Chimera didn't die. The Chimera didn't go into custody that I know of. The Chimera just, who knows? And I get that, like in the show, someone did something to the Chimera and that person was not in the movie, so they couldn't have that. And that's totally fine. But at least explain it. Oh my gosh, and the biggest gripe, I don't know why it irked me so much, but so in the show you had to have a transmutation circle to do alchemy, except Edward. Why? Because he saw the truth. The problem is Alphonse, he had to do the circle and all that, but then later on he didn't have to. Now in the show, it's because he saw the truth, but in the movie, yes, he did pass out and all that, but it didn't explain why he didn't have to. I believe it's because he saw the truth and all that fun jazz, but if I didn't see Fullmetal Alchemist the show, I wouldn't know that. So that's one issue I really had with this movie. So overall, would I watch it again? Would I buy it on Blu-ray and all that? I would not watch it again. I would not buy it on Blu-ray. I give this movie a D. What did you think about it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What is your least favorite adaptation, whether it's book, movie, anime, whatever? Comment below and let me know. And like always, if you liked what you saw here and you want to see more, please hit that subscribe button. And like always, I'll see y'all next time.